Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the New American Media Podcast. We have a special announcement. We're going to try out a different format today, see kind of how it goes. We're adding a co host, one of my longtime friends, fraternity brothers. We partied a lot in college. We still hang out today. Our kids are friends, our wives are friends. He was a guest on the podcast here a couple episodes ago. The one and only Greg Chang.
Really happy to be here. I don't know what you're talking about with partying in the past. You must remember that wrong.
That's right. We can't have any of your employees be hearing that.
Again, I don't know what you're talking about, and I'm going to stick to that story because this is public media, my friend.
No.
Good to be here. Yeah, I've been listening to the pod, and it's been cool seeing all the different guests you've got on, and really into what you're trying to do here. So happy to guest co-host.
Awesome. So we're going to go in this format. We're going to kind of talk about a couple of topics. You'll get to hear my thoughts on it, Greg's thoughts on it, and we'd love for you guys to share your thoughts on any of the topics that we're talking about today, whether it's through YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram. We will be posting shorts very soon. All right, first topic of discussion is Speaker Pelosi's trip to Taiwan. She is, third in line to the presidency and one of the most famous and top level officials that has visited Taiwan in 30 years since I think President Bill Clinton went there in the 90s. So, Greg, as we've had this occasion happen, any thoughts on Speaker Pelosi's trip to Taiwan, what it signifies, and anything else you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, well, as someone that's Taiwanese, it hits home. Most of my family's still in Taiwan. And so anytime you hear about Taiwan, China stuff, there's a little extra weight for me. And this is the first time since the mid-90s when Newt Gingrich went over that you had such a high-ranking American official go to Taiwan. So it was a big deal. But right after it happened, there was one camp of people who were really excited because they just want to stick it to China and they think that that's advancing that goal. And then you got another camp who are like, whoa, relax. Like, we don't want to poke the bear because I don't think it's a secret. Xi Jinping and that whole regime, they're a little thin-skinned. So if you do anything that steps out of line, they're gonna maybe react and overreact. So that's what happened, man. They did all these live missile launches that went into the direction of Japan. They basically surrounded the whole island, simulating a real embargo on trade. And so it was kind of crazy. I don't know what it was like for you, someone who doesn't have as much of a horse in the race as I do, but it was kind of crazy to me see things escalate to this point. What did you think?
I think China, honestly, is all bark and no bite. They've seen what's happened to the Russians in Ukraine. The United States military spends probably 10x more than China every year, and they are probably second in military spending. One thing I know that the Americans are good at is war. We may not be good at anything else, but we're really good at war. So I don't know if the Chinese want to mess with us. They probably are close in capability to the U.S. In conventional warfare, because I don't think today anyone would use nuclear weapons because of the concept of mutually assured destruction. So I think similar to what we have with Fox News here and riling up these extremists on the right wing, the extremely hawkish elements of the CCP have pushed Xi, but as we've seen so far, really nothing has come out of it. And I think, again, it's going to be all bark and no bite.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, but I know like my aunt, she's pissed as hell right now. She's like, everything was going great. The economy's pretty good. You got the tropical island lifestyle of Taiwan that's amazing, and you've got this flourishing democracy. And then she's like, am I gonna get toilet paper in a month? Like there's all these ships surrounding Taiwan. And like she sent over a picture to my dad, who's in the States now, showing like all these ships that are positioned around the island, surrounding the entire island. So there's another school of thought that actually says that while China probably won't do anything immediately, this gives them a live exercise to practice and see, oh, do we have what it takes? Like we've invested all this into the military. We've never had a real conflict in any recent memory. And this gives us an audition, almost a dress rehearsal, to see like, hey, we've got this plan. Let's kind of do the coordination, which is the hardest part of an invasion, which Russia's learning, the logistics and cooperation. And so this gives them information, and we don't know like whether it went well or bad. China will never let us know, but it at least gets them repetitions and practice, and gets them closer to maybe doing it one day.
And I think I agree with you on the sense that this is probably the closest it would come without actual war, especially with all of the economic woes because of China's zero COVID policy. The people have kind of been fed up with that. And the Evergrande scandal in real estate, I really think China is going to have, by the end of this year, their 2008 that we had with our American financial crisis. And they don't have, I think, the government and the infrastructure built in to put in all of these massive bailouts. And I think it could be a huge problem. So if Xi does see it as a terrible economy with slower GDP growth, he may think that if I don't act now, I'm going to lose my window.
Is that Pelosi calling you? Asking for your
No. That's Obama. Well, that's Obama.
That's Obama. You're up higher up in the food chain. I should have known. Yeah, I mean, but then again, you got Xi, who he's up for re-election in that whatever, an election by name, whatever. But whether he's going to stay on is in question. And it would be unprecedented for him to do that. But he is moving in that direction. And for him to do that, he can't rock the boat much. Or he could say, you know what, I want to show strength and really show that I'm pushing the agenda forward. I don't think that'll happen. So I think it's more he's going to, this is probably his show of strength to say, hey, don't mess with us. But yeah, it's really unpredictable. I think China is like psychotically dedicated to their principles. Like they'll do whatever is necessary to retain control. And even if Chinese people get pissed off, like they see what happens to people like Jack Ma, one of the most powerful people in the world, we thought. And now what does he have? He's got nothing. And who knows like how bad it is behind the scenes. That's the thing about China, man. And, I got a lot of family history with that, so I'm negatively biased. But you just never know. They're capable of a lot. So, what happens with Taiwan?
Let's just hope that the economy stays open. We can still get our made in China products because we need them for the economy here. I am a little bit biased on that end. I think inflation, especially this was a bad idea for the Biden administration because it's going to cause more issues and strain in trade with the Chinese mainland? Well, I think that was a really great topic. It was something that is important to both of us. I'd like to go to something a little bit more lighthearted and talk about TikTok.